Je veux dire ce qui me vient en ce moment, c'est que je ressens la même chose avec toi qu'avec Papachi.
Alors moi je vais te dire que reste là. Reste là parce que c'est là où tu es dans ta nature. Tu es renvoyé à toi-même.
Moi je voulais, excuse-moi, mais ce que je voulais dire, c'était parce que j'étais à ta présence. Parce que je ne le sentais pas dans la rue, et je le sens maintenant en étant assise ici avec toi.
Mais tu sais, je vais te dire aussi que ça, c'est parce que tu es encore dans la tête. Oh, sorry. I can speak in English.
Yeah.
I think that it's because you have still in your idea that you need the help of a free being to be yourself. So now it was very useful, and in a way it was very true as far as a search can be said, the true search. Now there is a next step, the last step. Don't think that you need anyone, because now you are yourself. Now you can see you are yourself. So don't throw anything outside to depend on it. Don't throw a veil on who you are. Don't throw anything. Because what you live now is what you are ever. It's because of a projection that you sometimes feel not yourself. Or if you prefer, if you are of a devotional tendency, just keep your master wherever you are. So keep his presence.
Or you respect, which is the same.
I mean,
somewhere.
Whatever. Keep it. Nobody told you that you have to throw it. It's not because you walk a step this side or that side. You know very well. You bring your mind, you bring what is in your heart wherever you are. You can be in the Ganga. If you have troubles, you bring troubles. You don't enjoy the Ganga. In the same way, you can be in the midst of difficulties, of course, react according to difficulties, and yet have a quiet heart. You may not confuse yourself for something else. Whatever geography is there or circumstances. Okay, now it looks a bit like a general view. So let's go back to you. Your heart is not where your body is. You know that? Okay. And then?
Well, it can be cash. Uh-huh.
Huh? Do you see that you will give value to what you hear and what it can be possible for you? Do you decide, yes, I want to make this my life?
It didn't come to my mind to take a decision.
Okay. When I say decision, it's always not so, how to say, obvious. No, I wanted to say, what?
Appropriate.
Appropriate. Decision means you deeply understood that it's true. Don't bring here, oh, I'm able to do it or not. You deeply understood this is the truth. Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, the but Babaji would say no, but yeah.
You see, because here you are compromising with yourself. You know very well. You say but and you know. Huh? This is the knowledge about reality, about the self. And yet you postpone because you still allow this but to come in you. You laugh about it, but still you keep it. This is the postponement I speak about. If really you understood more radically that this but is the whole trouble, I think you would not even make a joke of it. You would not say it.
I said it spontaneously. That bat came out.
Yeah, but spontaneously you can drop it also and not take it back. Now you travel, you will travel. Where is your heart? Well, you can speak only about what you are sitting here, but still you see, if you deeply realize what is the truth of things, I don't think any travel can change this view.
Think.
You can say yes. Yes to yourself. Huh? I'm very happy to hear you. I'm very happy. Because I have seen a lot which dropped away from you. It's beautiful.
Sweet.
Yeah, you just said, I don't need the help of a free being to realize my true nature. I mean, speak to my mission. Isn't it?
So radically things can be said, but sure that if you still identify yourself, you need the help. You need the help to learn the ABC and so on. Surely, and the master who shows you, indicates the reality, has also another role, that it concentrates all the attention and the priority there, so everything else falls or gets secondary. And this is one of the quality, to get fire, to get one pointed, I want to be free, this life, tomorrow, now. So it's not like any other teacher, it's like this has this quality, to get the master in focus. But at some point one has to hear you are the master yourself. And that nobody can force, that is each one's luck, what to say. Or it comes, and then somebody has to tell, look, this is it. Don't project now anymore on anything. That's also can happen. I badly needed my master. Sure. But who I was? I was a disciple, I was a seeker. That's why I say I was, you know, to what I refer. And that's why also the answers will be different for everyone, you see. You cannot have, there is no teaching. Really no. And because even when one hears or speaks radically, it is still referring to a remembrance of something which was not all right. So even that is somehow not it too. So there is no teaching, even when one speaks radically. To speak about the satsang, yesterday we spoke a little bit of the use of the satsang. I used something obvious also I didn't say, is that when one feels totally clear and even the life change for a more quiet or joyful way, and still that in the depth something says that realization is not there, the quietness that one allows him to live, or the space of satsang, which allows a space of emptiness, is very useful to speak of this in those terms, because at any time whatever is left unknowingly comes up and then without working like in therapies and all that, it comes up and dissolves by itself. So this is also a role of the satsang, or of the company of the one who is freed from the belief is someone that can come up by itself.
But when it comes up, like you said, then when it
She goes, so we will be very kind.
is he conscious that it comes up?
What?
So
who is conscious? Somebody is conscious. Yes.
Yeah. So something was in the depth, and had not come up yet. No therapy is needing. It comes up to come, but is he aware of that it's coming up? Like, let's say, jealousy, just about anything, and it comes up to consciousness. Are we aware that it is jealousy and that it's dissolving? Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Oui, mais je comprends pas très... Oui, je comprends les mots, mais...
Things from the depth, in our unconscious.
Yeah.
We are not conscious of it, it's in the depth. And then it comes up, you say, and then it dissolves. So, but...
it dissolves, I mean that it comes up, and then suddenly, because it comes up, you see, wow, I was still hooking this. And I think this itself, and you know it goes so fast, all these things, I mean this itself may unhook the thing. Oh, better than that. Not that you will not become jealous anymore and all that, but it will be less dramatic because you know that you are not the body and not the mind. Something like that. Yeah, because I would like then now to say also, and it's following what has been said yesterday, one of the greatest concepts and trouble is that one observes too much his reactions. Having an image, oh, if I was free, I would not react this way, that way. No, it's so common, I mean, everybody knows this. And in fact, it's just a habit of identification. Because otherwise, you see, this matter, and all what belongs to this, and when I say this and the mind, will go on. But it is because we identify that it's important, oh, we should not react this way, or we should, etc. That's what I say, if you realize once who you are, and let's not describe what it is, who knows. If you really realize it once, it is enough. It is enough. And then you will be surprised, wow, still this stuff is going on, but in depth, you cannot be confused. You cannot change these habits. So, I still say, and it's in the time, with time, mind gets quieter, in between punctual reactions. That's true. At least I feel it's the best I could describe what's going on in this existence.
But that quietening of the mind happens on its own.
By itself.
And it's not that you have to sit like this.
No, No, by itself.
By itself,
By
quietness.
itself. If you like, you can. I said I also like to sit quiet. Sometimes, if you like, of course, sit quiet.
Doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. Not at all. But the quietness I speak about comes from deeper. I mean, it's really a real quietness. It doesn't depend on your sitting quiet or not. It depends on the realization of who you are. And that's it. And it is so deeply rooted, this image of non-reacting and so on in the man's mind. It's really an archetype which is challenge, because we have been in the best hands and still we carry this image so long sometimes. It's so strange, so funny. It's basic, So it's good to know that it is still a wrong view. We should not have any view at all. That's more easy, I think. We cannot conform oneself to any shape, image, ideal. It doesn't work. Maybe it's relieving to hear there may be, and surely, because life is such punctual, you say also in English punctual sufferings, occasional sufferings, but no misery. The misery is gone. But occasional sufferings, of course.
But not what?
Misery means nourished something because of some illusion.
There's something else I would like to share. It's not a question. I just saw the video, and I think twice there is a question which has to do with the mystery. And what I find really very, very beautiful is that your answer is silence, total quietness. And if there is a look, it's really look from beyond. And I don't know how to describe it, but it's
I just remember the end. The end was.
but also in the middle of something.
Yeah, but that time.
And really thank you for this.
Thank you to taste it. We don't know where the tank has to go. So if in the spring you like that we make an interview in French, You're welcome. Quiet? No.
I look quiet.
No!
I was not pretending to myself that I was quiet.
But you don't look.
No.
Otherwise I would not have asked. Doesn't matter? Oh, you
I
want
can
to
see,
tell?
yeah, I can see things are going through, but it's true that I ask myself question, why do I follow that?
Ah, yeah.
But like something bothers me, yes. Some question, they look very burning question, but I'm in between. Sometimes I want to follow them, sometimes I just...
Ah, yeah. But they come back, the same questions?
This question is coming back.
So,
Seems very great question.
so let's be quick, tell it.
I found it.
Yeah.
Don't like it so much, but it's so,
Yeah.
okay?
Everybody knows you.
Everybody knows me.
It is not you.
Everybody knows me now.
No? So let us know you. So-called
Yeah,
you.
my this question is really strongly there since long with me. It's like,
It was heavy.
no, it's a question, it's just, so it's like, I've got a strong belief that you cannot realize the self, I mean, who is, if he is with the master. I mean, he has to quit the
She's a bit zen, I think.
It doesn't go like that. For that to happen, it will quit the relation with the master, the form of the master, and then I cannot never decide, because I want everything, and it's really it's a burden for me. It really is. Although I've been through all kind of thing with that, still it's a burden. So you laugh now.
Well,
I don't question. That's why I don't just tell you.
no, I think it's not as you think. The master goes, but the ghost of the master goes.
Yeah, but I want the form also to stay.
But who knows? It can stay, but not as a ghost, not like an obsession.
Which is an
And
obsession. It's a question which is the obsession. Is it so that you have to leave the form of your master in order to
No,
realize you?
not like.
Well, they've been written that in many books. I've heard that before.
Well, if it is said like that, I would not say you have to live in order. The moment you leave the master, you realize.
Yeah, you see again. Yeah, again.
No, but
Then I just we never realize it.
because one has a concept of master, that goes. The concept goes. Nothing else changes. And a concept is a burden. It's a suffering in itself.
It is, yeah.
The concept.
Yeah.
So the concept goes, but you still can have coffee with them.
Yeah, yes.
I hope you film this eyes when she spoke about coffee.
It was not because she was talking about coffee.
I know.
Addiction.
So in this question, for me there is something, because it's not, the question is not so important on this story, but
Well, it's a
it
strong
like
question.
it makes me cling to a belief, an idea.
That's
That
what I say.
yeah.
The concept you don't want to live because you fear. It goes along with so many other things. If you believe the concept, then you believe the logic of it, means you will lose a friend and more than a friend and so on. I mean, whatever is with it.
Yeah, it's true. should. Yeah.
I told you, one concept brings myriads of concepts. Because one concept has in it a full logic.
Yes.
A logical world.
Yes.
And what's a world? A chain of concepts.
Yes. Yes. True.
So that's why be freed from concept, and life itself then shows up without concept. And that's life. So the concept of the master goes. Yes, it has to go. And only this can happen when you realize that you never were not yourself. But all the rest goes on. So what is the fear behind?
I feel it's a whole setup that was in me would disappear with this.
Okay,
Just
you
goes away.
understood the-
Yeah. And yeah, it feels a bit like being unbalanced again, but it's disappearing. It was a whole huge whatsoever.
Very
I don't
huge.
even really know what.
But you see, when you say unbalanced, don't be trapped by your own saying, because unbalanced doesn't mean anything for one who doesn't place himself somewhere. So it's okay to say that word, but don't grip its meaning.
It's a bit empty. A bit, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The habit to grasp, when the grasping is gone, this habit it will be said, oh, I'm unbalanced, because the grasping is no more there.
Yeah.
But in fact, it's not even that, it's just freed, freed from habit. You know, this is great to drop, but it's not radical, because the habit remains. Now you drop this, but you will hook something else after some time. So it is much more real to take care about realization, to realize who you are, instead of taking care of dropping. It will be endless, the dropping. It's endless. And it's a relief, because of course you get lighter, but it doesn't go to the root of the illusion. So, okay, be relieved if you feel too burdened. It's great, I mean, better to be happy than unhappy, but it doesn't solve the search. You have to realize who you are. By all means, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, you have to realize that at once. Otherwise, it's an endless process, which will give you more happiness, and which is great. I mean, better to have a happier existence. But it's not about happier existence. It's about solving who am I in reality. Then, that's real. By all means, and I don't know what I can bring you as means, but speaking like this or sharing silence, whatever we have in hands.
Et par là où nous.
De toutes les manières, n'importe quelle manière.
You said as long as there is an as long as you observe, there is duality. That's what's stuck. It's always
because you take yourself to be someone to whom things happen or do, from whom things drop and so on. So you are always someone freer, more free, or more bound. But the trouble is that someone, you see, and of course, it's a very delicate point because one has to speak in paradox here. It's not that there is nobody, but it's not that there is somebody rather. But that doesn't matter. Let's realize and then we'll not care about paradox. So the root has to be, who is this? Is there anybody? Let me see. Is there? Why to care so much about that somebody? Is there anybody? Yeah, that's a good question. Is there anybody? And the answer is not that there is nobody. That's what I want to stress about. But the question is beautiful. Is there anybody? And then realize who you are. This question itself may be simultaneous with the realization.
Feel trapped in this observer. It's a strong habit to go to this.
The world is a habit.
I just go back into that constant. I mean.
Yeah, but you go. Okay, let's be practical. You go back to what now? To the observer.
The one who is observing. The one who is to whom something happened. Because
okay.
It's a really strong habit.
Okay. Not with you, with everybody.
With you.
I mean. Base your background, you take it as an observer. instead of taking the observer as one of the myriad steps which are away from yourself. So the question to deglue yourself from this so-called assumed base, the question is, you identify with the observer, from this identification observer, so let's forget now the events. From this, you try to deglue yourself. Is there an observer at all? Just look and then tell me. Then tell me what happens, and then we try to describe. So get rid of what dresses the observer, just for a simple little while. So the observer that you think you are, is he there at all? Just question it. Fear comes, it's so funny. Question it. You listen your fear rather than the question. You escape. You follow more an escape than to follow the question.
Seems glued. I'm glued to this observer.
I try to deglue yourself.
I just find it.
So now there was some escape, some distraction. You can breathe and put yourself comfortably in the seat. Let's go back, you want?
Yes.
Okay. But I don't like to repeat myself.
Is there any observer?
That's memory. It will not work. We have to go back to where you identify yourself. Now, what's your basic identification?
To the observer.
Okay, you are an observer.
An observer.
I am an observer. Oh, yes.
I didn't see that clearly. Yeah.
Okay, you are an observer.
Yeah.
You think you are an observer.
I think I am an observer, yeah.
Okay. Now it is so basic that you feel it. It's here. You cannot go like farther. It's your background. You feel so.
Yes. It's like that. We think
You're
like that.
very glued.
Yeah, totally. That's
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
don't escape? Don't try to escape.
Yeah.
It's a simple question.
Oh God, that's just a simple question. Okay, so.
Okay. Now imagine, if you can speak of an observer, where do you place yourself? Okay. Now be there. From where you can see there is an observer, just be there, where you are already, because you speak of an observer. Hein? Tu as vu un glimpse?
Oui.
Tu saw the glimpse.
Il y a eu un effort là alors. Depuis l'observation, c'est
Non, celle-ci, c'est...
Every time I say no effort.
Oui,
Okay, no effort, because you are already there. It's a question of identification, misunderstanding with identification. You saw just even not even a myriad of a second, you got a glimpse, and you see.
Yeah.
So that's enough.
Yeah.
No, but
Okay.
be sober, because it's your
Okay,
way
yeah.
to escape.
Okay.
So that's enough, listen. That's enough. But it's enough if you give full value to this. If you know deeply this is it. And I can keep quiet. Don't try, you cannot train the memory, it's not.
And the memory is not, yeah. Sure.
But at least trust my word, you got a glimpse.
Mm.
Maybe the shortest I ever saw. But it's nothing to time. But this touch, you see, this touch is normally enough. Give value. Don't try to understand, to memorize. Just let it live by itself now. Or we go back if you feel you are ready. But you saw, I think everybody went with you the
The
same time.
shortest of time.
Is just to show you that for some reason we give ourselves such a great difficulty or escape not to put the identification, basic identification, to question. Otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So you are yourself ever. Only identification veils it. You agree?
Mm-hmm. Ah oui, tout complètement, c'est dingue.
It is so amazing that the whole world starts with one false assumption.
It's
One,
amazing.
and this whole
Creation.
this is amazing.
It's such a habit to move into things which are based in time and based in space again.
Mind is time and space. This is it, you know. And as something which works is mind. It goes on. It's amazing. To know that what is said or not said is shared by everyone. Yes, it gives a very beautiful sweetness.
For me, they are the high points of my life. To share it. And then to be sweetly together like today and yesterday. I love it. In the atmosphere of satsang.
That's a great thing in life.
Yeah. I love it.